Hey everybody, I've got such a cool video for you because with me is...
Hey Tommy, thanks for having me.
Sofyan Bey from Redline Reviews. Check him out on YouTube, and behind us is the all-new Hyundai Tucson XRT, which stands for...
It doesn't stand for anything. Hyundai said that they just wanted a name that sounded tough, so they came up with XRT.
All right, well, that's not a very satisfying answer. All right, I'm going to give you the camera. Now, XRT, I'm going to say stands for Extreme Rated Terrain, except it really doesn't, because although this is the off-roady version of the Tucson, they haven't done a whole lot to make it all that off-roady. It does look a little bit more rugged. It's got a few cool things here and there, but Sofyan, this is more of an appearance package, right?
Yeah.
All right, we'll start with the engine. So what are we looking at?
So this car only comes with one engine choice, and sadly, like Hyundai offers a hybrid, they offer a hybrid turbo with a plug-in hybrid, and this sadly only gets the base engine, which should be fine for most people.
So it's a naturally aspirated Smart Stream 4-cylinder, 2.5 liter, right?
2.5 liter, 187 horsepower paired with an 8-speed automatic, and all-wheel drive is surprisingly still optional.
Is it? Mm-hmm. On the XRT?
Even on the XRT, it's still optional.
Yeah, I'm not super on board with that. What I do like, though, is some of the...
A hood that would close.
Some of the styling characteristics on this model. So here, I'll take the camera. Why don't you show us what they've done to make this thing unique?
Yeah, so the Tucson was all new last year, and for the XRT, they kind of wanted to make it look more rugged with a different front fascia. So you can see the lower front splitter here, you can see all the cladding. So it's got all that black plastic cladding. The grille has kind of like a titanium gray finish look. I do still like the headlights though. These are full LEDs with these running lights that kind of are integrated into the actual Cascade grille, but the headlights are actually down here. And overall, like in this deep sea blue, however, it almost looks black, but it's a nice color. I think it would stand out a little bit more if it was white, especially with all the additional cladding. I don't know, what do you think of the styling changes?
Well, there are certain things I like. So I actually do quite like this black plastic with these little cutouts. I think it looks pretty rugged. I like the lower front lip. The wheels, though, are kind of a point of contention. What do you think?
I don't like the wheels. They're a 19-inch wheel wrapped on 55 series, so this is supposed to be the more rugged model, but they didn't really give it a wheel and tire package to kind of give it that capability.
So if you look at this vehicle's competition, you got like the Toyota RAV4 Adventure.
Adventure, yeah, I'd say that.
Maybe TRD Off-Road, and then of course you've got other vehicles like the Bronco Sport and the Jeep Cherokee, which are a lot more capable than this out in the dirt.
Yeah, so again, it's mostly just for appearances. They didn't even increase the ground clearance, which would have been nice if they kind of raised it up a little bit to give it more capability.
Now, I know you think these kind of look like Patrick Starr probably in the middle, but I think it's a pretty cool wheel. And then these are also supposed to make it look more rugged. So we've got this kind of side step here integrated into the side of the vehicle with these little ovals in it. But the funny thing about these is, if anything, they probably reduce capability because you're limiting ground clearance, and it's a plastic unit. It's not like a rock slider. So even though it may look cool, it's probably not going to help off-road, although I'm digging the roof bars.
Yeah, I think people are definitely going to be getting a lot of usage from this. We need to actually ask Hyundai how much weight this supports, but this is kind of a trend right now. Everybody wants something like this.
Now out back here, no XRT badging, just the 8-track all-wheel drive badging there because this is the all-wheel drive equipped one. And then we've got kind of a rugged looking rear diffuser.
More plastic there on the rear diffuser.
So we're out here at the Biltmore, so do apologize some of the noise. This is an estate in North Carolina. But let's go ahead and check out the inside. You want to take the camera, Sofyan?
Yeah.
And we'll check out the interior. Now, what's interesting about this model is sometimes you'd expect the off-road model to be the top trim, but this kind of falls right in the middle of the Tucson lineup, right?
Yeah, so I think it's built off of like an SEL perhaps, but as you can see here, I actually haven't seen a Tucson with a smaller screen. This is the 8-inch screen, but it does give you wireless CarPlay and Android Auto though.
To be honest with you, I love this system. So we have a long-term Hyundai Santa Cruz with this system. And what I love about it is, like Sofyan just said, you get wireless Apple CarPlay and that kind of thing, but you also get physical volume and tune knobs.
Oh, see, I haven't seen that yet. That's
Isn't that nice? That's really, really nice.
Yeah, because the bigger one has the touch-sensitive volume knobs.
Yeah, where you're like poking at it. This is better. What I don't like is all of the piano black. So this whole finish is basically shrouded in the shiny black plastic.
Yeah, this is my first time seeing it, and I definitely think it looks like it's missing something, seeing it without, like, compared to the bigger screen. But at least you still get the full digital display here, which I wasn't expecting. I was expecting a kind of an analog display.
Looks really pretty good. I think that's quite nice. And then the other thing which is nice is you get a conventional shifter, right? So no buttons like you'd find on the Tucson Hybrid. You got park, reverse, neutral drive, and then manual selections there. And then this car even has Qi wireless charging, which is pretty good considering the price point. What does this guy cost here?
This is just under 35,000, I think, is what I read on the sticker price.
Where is our sticker? Did it disappear? It has gone somewhere. But yeah, right around $35,000 as you see it equipped. No sunroof in this model, which is not...
And it has cloth seats also, which I'm not the biggest fan of cloth seats. I would have preferred like maybe the Softex or the H-Tex that they have.
I kind of like them.
You like the cloth?
I do, yeah. And look, they're even heated.
Oh, that is nice. But you can see there's a button here that could have been for the cooled seats.
Well, I think Sofian's having a little bit of an issue with the basicness of this vehicle. But conventional automatic, right?
Yeah, it's an 8-speed auto, and I think this is the same shifter that's in the Santa Cruz that you guys have.
It sure is, and no dual clutch either, so it's actually a torque converter, which I like for an off-roady vehicle. Steering wheel, leather wrap, feels quite nice. We've got lane centering. This one doesn't come equipped with the adaptive cruise, but it does have the lane centering, which is good. We got power windows, of course, with one-touch auto down for the front windows, and then just conventional window switches for the back. Overall, it's a pretty good interior. It's a little basic here and there with like the cloth seats, like Sofian pointed out. I love the screen. I like the digital display. I think it's quite good. We also have a button here to, quote, lock the vehicle into all-wheel drive. And then we also have different drive modes, normal, sports, smart, and snow. Although being an XRT, I'd expect it to have like an off-road setting.
Yeah, but again, I think this is mostly just for looks, because the all-wheel drive system also, I think, is the same as the other Tucson models.
So the funny thing about this, right, is it's got a sister vehicle, which is the Sportage. And they have a version as well, which is sort of the off-road trim.
X Pro, I think.
X Pro, exactly right. Yeah, so kind of in a similar vein to that. Now, I'm going to take the camera. We'll let Sofian jump in the back and see how the room is.
Yeah, so the back seat of this car, because they made it so much bigger, actually I think is one of the roomiest. If I remember correctly, this car has like 39 inches of legroom.
It's pretty good.
The one thing I'm surprised, however, is the floor is not completely flat under there. But because the vehicle is a lot wider this year, you could fit 3 people across. There's USB charging ports there, and there's actually rear seat air vents, Tommy.
It's good, right?
Yeah, I'm surprised to see something like that. But
you got mat pockets on both seats.
yeah, and these actually, I think they recline. Yeah, they do.
Honestly, it's a pretty good little back seat for the vehicle.
It is, and it's comfortable, it's spacious, and it's well priced. But I think a lot of people will probably find the back seat in this car to be very useful. The only thing is a little scratchy plastic here.
A little scratchy. Let's see, Sofian, do your door close. This is your signature.
Oh no, I think I have the child lock on.
Oh, well, goodbye. All right, let's see. Here, I'll close it, and then
Okay.
you rate the sound.
It sounds okay.
Sounds
It sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Solid thunk.
So in the back here, we've got LED taillights. By the way, I think these are really cool. They look like a 65 Mustang.
Yeah, I think the rear is very distinctive. I also like how Hyundai cleverly hid the rear wiper underneath there, which is nice. Although this is interesting how it's not an actual raised badge for the
flush.
Hyundai logo. It's flush.
Like
Yeah,
a
it's
Range Rover.
definitely an interesting look.
All right, let's check out the trunk here. Power liftgate for $35K.
Yeah, although 35K is still kind of on the high end, so I kind of expect that for the price point, but pretty generous cargo area. And that was the problem with the old Tucson, was it was a lot smaller than the competition, and it was a little bit compromised in the back seat and the cargo area.
I like that you can put the seats down from the back, underneath the floor.
Oh, there's the window sticker.
There's the sticker. So, total price, by the way, space saver spare, $34,840, so just under 35 grand. And then fuel economy, 26 combined.
2429. So it's these wheels and tires, maybe the front fascia are probably lowering the fuel economy, because I want to say that's less than a regular Tucson with this engine.
Full tank of fuel, though. That's worth
It's
it.
kind of nice though, because there's no like options to add. You just
Yeah.
kind of just buy this trim level and everything comes standard.
So 12 volt, 180 watt power outlet back there. It would be nice to see something a little bit beefier for tailgating and that kind of thing. Although I do like the power liftgate. So, Sofian, what do we think? Do we like the XRT?
I like the idea of it. I think it looks a little bit more aggressive, although this car already looks super aggressive when it came out. But for me personally, I'd probably skip this because of the powertrain. I don't like the base engine that's in it. I would go for the hybrid if I was going to go for this.
Well, what I do like is that it's got a conventional torque converter, which I think the hybrid's a dual clutch, isn't it? It's a 6-speed?
I thought it was a 6-speed
Is
automatic.
Is it conventional torque converter?
I think it's a 6-speed automatic.
I'm thinking of the Santa Cruz with the
with the
bigger engine.
8-speed with the 2.5 turbo. Yeah, I think it's a 6-speed conventional auto, which is also good option, but you got...
No, you're right. I don't mind the powertrain. I think it's fine. It's a little buzzy, a little harsh. What I wish they would do is do a little bit more for like the adventure crowd. So as cool as these wheels are, it'd be better if they were 18s with a fatter tire, and this is just an all-season. Like, give us a real all-terrain. I think an inch lift would go a long way. Maybe a skid plate in the front. So they kind of have the vibe right, but they kind of miss the mark on some of the mechanical improvements on an XRT.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I think just raising it up in tires, which an owner could probably end up doing themselves.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
But the look of it, I think, works, aside from I would probably put in a different set of wheels.
I do love the cladding though. I actually think it looks quite good. So interior, I love the cloth seats. I know Sophian doesn't. I love the wireless Apple CarPlay. I love the physical volume and tune knob. I think the price is pretty attractive, and the LED headlights are good too, but they just need to do more. Well, let us know what you guys think in the comments below. This has been Tommy and Sophian.
Thanks for having me, Tommy.
Where can they find you?
You can find me on YouTube, obviously, Redline Reviews, but we also have Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok as well.
Ooh, love that. All right, we'll see you guys on the next video.